Look, guys, aging gets blamed for a lot of shit that it didn't do. Hear guys all the time around my age. For reference, I'm 52. And they'll say, well, hey man, I'm almost 50 now. What do you expect? This is, sort of just what happens. And you can't beat Father Time. Really? Really? Because here's something I've noticed, guys. The men that are usually saying that haven't trained consistently in over 10 years. Some maybe 20. They're 25, 50 pounds overweight. They drink every weekend. They sleep 4 to 5 hours a night. They haven't sprinted since Clinton was in office. For reference, guys, that was the year 2000. And somehow, age is to blame. No. You're confusing aging, guys, with neglect. Totally different things. Guys, if you're new here, my name is Garrett. If you haven't surmised that yet, I help men over 40 and basically all men stop making excuses, raise their standards, and build a life they actually respect. Not through motivation, but rather through discipline, accountability, and uncomfortable truths. Here's the fact of the matter, guys. If you're 40, you're statistically about halfway through your life. You're not old. What you are is under-maintained, brother. And if that hurts a bit, if that stings, so be it. I'm here for tough love, guys. And maybe it's something you need to hear. I've met 55-year-olds that look 40 or even less. I've met 40-year-olds that look 55, 60, 65. Hell, even older. The same sort of chronological age, guys, but completely different biological realities. Look, you didn't suddenly become weak because you hit 40 or 45. You became the sum of 20 years, maybe more, of tiny decisions. Decisions you made, guys. Dog shit food, no movement or little movement, stress, drugs, alcohol, and endless comfort, guys. Choosing endless comfort. Inactivity, zero challenges, no standards that were upheld, no self-accountability. What happens is, guys, age simply reveals the bill that has to be paid. All right, let me be crystal fucking clear so there's no confusion here, guys. I want to be clear. Aging is not the enemy. Entropy is. This is where it gets a little philosophical, guys, so stick with me. I don't want to get too woo-woo on you, but stick with me. Everything in nature moves toward decay. For example, your house, it's going to decay. Your car, it's going to decay. Your relationships, your body, your confidence, your marriage, your business, basically everything in life decays. Nothing stays the same, guys. Absolutely nothing. You either are maintaining it or it's deteriorating. There is no middle ground. There's no neutral. There's no in between. It's going to get better or it's going to get worse, period. And life doesn't reward maintenance, guys, doing the shit that you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do. What it does is it punishes neglect. All right, guys, I'm going to talk about 5 places that men are going to quietly decline because it's not just physical. The body, well, that's number 1, and that is obvious. The next 4 aren't as obvious, guys, starting with number 2, your mind. You stop learning. You stop reading. You stop educating yourself. And worst of all, guys, you stop being curious about life. And then you start using things, sayings like back in my day. Instead of what you should use is what can I learn? How do I keep growing and developing as a person, as a man? All right, guys, number 3, identity. Guys, this one is huge because slowly men become sort of the accountant, the electrician, the husband, the dad, whatever, the manager, instead of becoming, the man. Number 4, guys, standards. I talk about standards all the time. Many men don't have standards, and that in and of itself is a problem. But this is where decline sort of accelerates. For example, you stop dressing well, if you ever did in the first place. Maybe it comes down to grooming. You don't shave every day, your hair. Small details, guys, that you let slip. Standards. You stop caring. You stop pursuing excellence. You stop improving. You normalize mediocrity. You accept. Guys, you accept, and a lot of guys even embrace the average. This is a problem. And on to number 5, guys. This is where I talk about philosophical courage. And this is something that, gets again glossed over or not talked about entirely. Maybe a guy at 40, maybe even 35, say 40, 45, whatever, they become afraid. Afraid to leave jobs that they've invested, 20 years and 25 years in. Afraid to travel. Afraid to take those chances. Afraid to start a business, a side hustle. Afraid to go to the gym, to lift heavy, to run hard, to put strain on themselves. Single guys or guys coming out of a marriage, afraid to approach women after a divorce or breakup. And worst of all, guys, many men are afraid to speak honestly and instead choose to pussyfoot around using politically correct language. And guys, this isn't because you're old. It's become comfort, and weakness has become your identity in many cases. So here, guys, is exactly how this decline generally happens. As I've said before, it's not one big decision. It's not one catastrophic life event. It's 1,000 tiny, quote unquote, permissions that you grant yourself. For example, permission to sort of skip today. Take the day off, mail it in. Permission to eat like shit, to shovel fast food down your throat day over day. Permission to sleep in. That'd be great if it was once in a while, guys, but it starts to become the everyday. It becomes normalized. Permission to complain like a bitch. This is a big one, guys. Too many men complain. Permission to stop trying. Permission to, as I've said before, stay comfortable in that little bubble, safe. And permission to accept fucking average. It's one tiny surrender, guys, every single day. And eventually you are going to wake up and you're simply going to call it aging. It's not. All right, guys, told you why it happens. Let's talk about a sort of reversal protocol here. All right, guys, we're going to break this down in steps, starting here. Number 1, you need to become brutally and ruthlessly objective, guys. You need to take inventory of your life. For example, your weight. What do you weigh? Get on the scale, check it out. Check your measurements, guys. Don't overcomplicate it. Chest, waist, biceps, thighs. Make it simple, guys. Your strength. Can you do a pull-up? Can you do a push-up? Get your blood work done, guys. I just had mine done in Bali, and it's very revealing. I think at least once a year, every man should get his blood work done. What's your income? How much do you owe? How much do you have saved? Where are your investments? Do an inventory of your marriage and relationship. Where's it at, guys? I've talked about this in other videos. Friendships. Guys, if there's people that really are providing zero value to your life, well, then maybe it's time to cut them loose. Especially, guys, if they're a drain on your life, they're energy vampires. Speaking of which, how are your energy levels? Are you all tired all the time? Well, that could go back to your body. And where is your confidence at, guys? Where are your confidence levels? Are you beaten or are you a confident man? Guys, you don't need to judge this immediately. What I need you to do is measure it. What gets measured, guys, gets maintained. You can't improve what you refuse to sort of confront or you have no idea is there. All right, guys, step number 2. Fix one thing, guys. One thing, not 10. One. Most guys are going to fail. Most people fail because they try to overhaul everything all at once. You didn't get to where you are all at once, so you got to take this in steps. So don't do 10 things at once. Focus on one thing. So instead, choose something like walk every morning, walk every day, lift 3 days a week, stop drinking, or at least curtail your drinking, Stop watching the prawn, guys. Stop scrolling. Guys, one domino at a time. And then they begin to fall, and then you've got momentum. Momentum is critical. As I said, guys, there's really no need to overcomplicate this. All right, guys, on to step number 3. All right, raise your environment, guys. Most guys are going to spend every day around people who've sort of normalized decline. As I've said before, men or people who embrace mediocrity. What you need to do is find men, find your tribe, guys, whether it's online, a softball league, whatever it is. Find your tribe. Like-minded guys who make average feel embarrassing, like it's embarrassing to them to live average lives. It literally pisses them off. All right, guys, on to step 4. Talked about this before as well. You need to create some friction or resistance in your life. Life for most of us, especially in sort of westernized societies, has become entirely way too fucking easy. As I said in the last step, walk more, carry heavy shit, right? Train hard, like really, really hard, guys, so that you're exhausted. Whether that could be in the gym lifting, could be running, could be whatever you do. Swimming, biking, doesn't really matter. When you speak of resistance, something like take a cold shower. And guys, not so you can post it on the gram. Do it because it's uncomfortable. It's something you don't want to do. Yes, there are ancillary benefits, but the main benefit is discipline, doing something you don't do. Sit in a hot sauna, converse of the cold. Sleep on the floor, guys. Not something I really do, but, be uncomfortable. Skip breakfast, guys. I'm sure, intermittent fasting, there is benefits to it. And I think, as I said before, a lot of us could probably skip a meal here and there. Not a big deal. Travel, guys, go places. Could be even in your city that you haven't gone before. Go there alone. But again, get out and travel, adventure. Learn a difficult skill. Guys, comfort accelerates decay. Challenge slows that decay. You need to clearly understand this. All right, guys, on to step number 5 here. Become the man who maintains himself, the man who grows himself. As I said earlier, either getting better or you're decaying, getting worse. A lot of guys are going to maintain their truck, their jacked up truck better than their body. They're going to maintain their lawn better than their marriage, their relationship, their boat, jet ski, whatever your toys are, better than your mind. Insanity, right, guys? But when you step back, this is a reality for a lot of guys. Look, the strongest men, and I don't just mean physically, I meant mentally and discipline. The strongest guys I know have one thing in common. One thing here, guys. Maintenance is not something they sort of do. It's a checklist on the refrigerator. It's who the fuck they are. It's a lifestyle. It's not a once in a while thing, guys. It is an everyday thing. It's part of who they are. All right, guys. So I spent, as I talked about, it's been a couple weeks here, but I spent a month in Bali. And I noticed something there. It was very clear, very obvious to me. There are older men there, guys in their 50s and 60s, whatever. These guys look incredible. They are shredded. They're lean. They're muscular. They are fit. They're confident. They're energetic. They're walking everywhere, running, surfing, training, whatever it is. These guys are on the move. Then, flip side of that, I see guys in maybe, mid-30s, late 30s, 40s, or younger, moving around like they've retired from life, like they've checked the fuck out. Guys, this has zero to do with genetics. This was an accumulation of their choices, both the good and the bad. All right, guys. So, I'm not going to leave you with nothing here. Here is my advice to you. Again, as I said in the last video, you can take it or leave it. So you need to stop asking, how do I stay young? Like there's, you're circling like Ponce de Leon looking for the fountain of youth. It's not out there, guys. But start by asking this. How do I become a fucking weapon at 50? Could be 45, guys, whatever is 55. But how do I become sort of that, a guy that's sort of dangerous, as I've said, in the best ways? because that's a completely different goal. Look, we're not trying to be 20 or 25 again. That's past. That ship has sailed, guys. What you are trying to do is become the most capable version of yourself that you've ever been, even though you're 40, 45, 50. And I'm going to tell you guys, that feels a lot more masculine than chasing youth that you're never going to get back. As much as you want to, guys, it ain't coming back. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. As I like to say in almost every video, we're going to try and put a bow on this. And I'm going to leave you with this. Every morning, every single day, guys, your future is quietly negotiating with your present. One decision, one small decision at a time. One meal, one workout or one workout skipped. One bullshit excuse. One uncomfortable conversation. One extra drink. One extra hour scrolling on your phone. 1 hour building instead of doing that scrolling. Guys, look, aging is mandatory. We are all doing it. Every day that passes, I'm going to get older. You're going to get older. There's no, disputing that, guys. I think we all know this. But decline isn't. Those are different things. One happens to everyone. The other is about choice. Choice is repeated over thousands of times. Guys, I've said it before, and I will keep banging this drum, and I'll keep saying it, because I think most men need to hear this. Don't spend your 50s, possibly your 60s, trying to repair what you neglected in your 30s and 40s. It's not going to work. And definitely don't spend those 60s wishing you'd take this, like I said, your 30s and 40s far more seriously. Regret's a motherfucker, guys, and you don't want to live like that. So what you need to do is start now, today, right away, guys. Not because you're trying to look younger. Like I said, guys, you dress like a 20-something. Not that. But because you're trying to become the kind of man who walks into any room you enter, wherever you guys go, out in public, whatever, with energy, competence, discipline, and self-respect. So here's my challenge to you guys. Pick one of the areas that I've described above that's been quietly declining, maybe not so quietly declining in your life. Your body, your marriage, your standards, your finances, your mindset, and do one thing about it today. Not tomorrow, guys. Today. Right fucking now. Then I want you to come back here and tell me what you chose. Because men don't become exceptional through massive transformation, guys. The internet would love to, have you believe that. Rather, they become exceptional through thousands of days where they refuse to negotiate with decline. Guys, I appreciate everybody. If you made it this far in the video, guys, I appreciate you all. Thank you again. If you haven't subscribed, smash that subscribe, the like button, and as always, pass this on to guys that can use this. And drop the comments, guys. I love the comments. I read them all. Good, bad, the ugly. Appreciate you guys. And as always, live deliberately.